Hi, I'm Paul. This video, I just want to talk a little bit more about something I've spoken about in the past in some of my other videos. That emotions aren't real, they're just stories. What I've claimed in my other videos is emotions are just stories, but the feelings are real. So when you have a feeling, that is real. But when you add a story to it, that becomes an emotion, which becomes a story. And that story comes from the I am. I just want to make a point on the I am because I've spoken about this in a few times and it can seem a little bit confusing because in some occasions I've said that I am is quite okay. And also I am also comes from thinking mind, which is referred to as the ego. So I am being quite okay is when you say I am, but without anything else to it. So saying I am is like saying this is, but without anything else to it. Because when we say this is my home or whatever else, then that becomes the story. But when you say I am and then refer the I am to something, that becomes the story of who you are. Going back to the original subject, when I'm saying emotions aren't real, they are just the story of the I am, but feelings are real. So what do I mean by feelings are real? So right now I'm sat down and I feel the chair against my back. So I feel is a feeling. If I was to apply a story to that feeling to make it an emotion, then I would say, I feel the chair against my back, but I shouldn't because I should be doing something else. And that's a story added to it, which creates an I am and an emotion. So I've spoken to a few people before about trying to heal, referring to trying to silence uncomfortable emotions and possibly a hectic mind. And I've given the idea that you're supposed to focus on your feelings rather than the stories. So what I'm referring to this is when I say I feel the chair against my back, that is a feeling. I think what a feeling is tension, an energy. From this energy, we all like to try to add stories to create it to be our energy, about us. But when I refer to the fact of just focusing on the feeling, I'm saying focus on the energy. So let's just say that this is a tension in the chest. I think what seems to happen is the tension comes first, and then we try to apply a story to it. So let's just say if we look at the emotion of envy, if I end up in a situation where I feel envy, what I think happens is firstly I gain attention, possibly in my chest. And from that tension, my mind starts to say, what is this tension? I think it's envy. I think it's envy because they're doing that and I'm doing this and I'm not that and they are that or whatever else. So I think the way of getting past this is just when I say focus on the feeling is just the tension, the sensation in the body. So let's just say tension in the chest. If you can focus on that tension in the chest and only the tension, then you start to find that pain goes away. The emotion doesn't appear. Therefore, there is no pain. You might notice that the mind starts thinking and starts trying to create a story. And it's okay if you focus on the story, just as you know that the story is only your creation to the tension that you feel. Now, I wonder if this is what they refer to with the chakras, if I've said that right, which we have a few different chakra points in our body. And the idea is the chakra points is to try to release the energy. Now, I wonder if what this means is, let's just say we have a chakra in the chest, which we do. And if we was to say that that chakra was under tension, then we need to relieve that tension by focusing on that tension, but not by applying stories to the tension. When we apply stories to it, it turns into an emotion, and then the emotion affects us. So what I'm suggesting in this video is, when I say in, i.e. meditation or whatever else you're doing, that if you want to try to focus on the feeling itself, the feeling is not a mental, it's a physical. The feeling is just quite simply in the body. Like I feel the chair on my back. That's just a feeling. Just a tension, an energy in the body. If I just focus on that without adding stories to it, then that tension just fades away. If I allow the mind to start focusing on the tension, then it just creates an emotion which then affects us. Anyway, thanks very much for listening.